Hello, I'm Richard Bruce, and this is yet another gang stalking record that I am uploading to YouTube, which my gang stalking started in January of 2013 when I uploaded my first full-feature Reptilian Shapeshifter movie upload analysis, which was of the movie The Matrix, which somebody else had done a report on. The name of the channel at that time was Frequency Fence. And so when I saw this study and I saw the non-human shapes in it, I went and got the Blu-ray version of The Matrix and recorded my television set using a video camera. I uploaded an analysis called Reptilian Matrix Message. And that's what I think it is, actually. It's a message from the reptilians. And what developed, however, was that I discovered that most of the anomalies that we're seeing are actually something less climactic and interesting than a real monster right in front of our face, because what we're seeing largely, I believe, are the demons that dwell in all of us, including Christians with the Holy Spirit to know Jesus Christ as Lord. However, what happened to me was, when I uploaded this report, was that I had helicopters hovering over my place within 15 minutes of this upload. I thought it was a drug bust in my building. And I also had squad cars, SUVs, all kinds of things following me, LAPD vehicles lighting up and zooming around me, not pulling me over. But they did this so much that I bought a dash camera and recorded some of that, and I named this one 5-minute movie, Your Taxes for My Reptilian LAPD Escort. And you can see in that show, there's in a less than a 5-minute period, these LAPD vehicles pull in front of me and then pull away, almost like as an intimidation tactic. However, when I uploaded this 5-minute movie to YouTube, that form of harassment largely stopped. However, the air stalking, which is buzzing with helicopters, continued. It's called air stalking. It's a form of psychological warfare. It's a form of targeting. Look up targeting or targeted individuals or gang stalking on YouTube for more information about this. This is a buzz. This is a buzz. Okay, so now it's coming for a vertical pass. You tell me why he would be here at 2:30 a.m. 2:30 a.m. No one out here. Direct overhead. Yeah, real good use of taxpayer money, guy. Not even a real chopper. Probably a hologram.
In the police station, when he was being held down and the sergeant came over, he said the sergeant shapeshifted in front of him, turned into a reptile.
Yeah, that was definitely a buzz. He was hoping I wouldn't get out of bed. See, that's why he came around to this side, because he knows that I got the window open on the other side. Buzz in progress, buzz in progress.
And I remember, I swear on a stack of Bibles, I remember a lizard man in that office. It was His Highness Draco something. I can't remember the other name. Had sort of like scaly skin, humanoid. He walked erect like we do. He had 2 arms, 2 legs. He had a tail.
Another mysterious shapeshift where it looks like his middle finger turns into a short stubby thing with a claw, and you'll see that in just a second. It's like it sticks out, but it's like this little tiny stubby thing. And then here in this next frame, the next frame coming up, you'll see a little nail will stick out. See? Look at that little nail sticking out of there. It's really weird. I mean, it wasn't there a few frames ago, and then all of a sudden it's sticking out, and that's probably the beginning of his real hand, or his reptilian form hand, you might say.
But you do know that reptilians and Draco, you know, the blood sacrifices, the whole Luciferian thing, the kids being killed and eaten, I mean, that humans have been eaten and taken off planet, etc., and used for slaves in other colonies, etc.
I hate to say that, but that's far worse than what you've just said.
It's far worse.
Yes, far worse.
Far worse, yeah.
And that the whole blood situation is it's unbelievable, and
right.
I don't know how we say that to the public.
The national toll per year is in the thousands every year. Kids die violently because of this.
Buzz in progress, buzz in progress. Helicopter approaching. Buzz in progress, buzz in progress. Here he comes, right overhead. Sorry for the blur, but you can see he's definitely there. This is the buzz, 12 a.m. (11/20/17).
The United States has long been overrun. If you're not aware of this, you are clearly in a coma. If you're an American so-called red-blooded patriot, something the fuck is wrong with you. Your Constitution has been completely and totally defiled and destroyed. It literally is no more valuable than the toilet paper you're wiping your ass with when you go to take a shit. It is that bad. And guess what? Your country is totally run by Jewish supremacists, Talmudic, pedophile, satanic, bankster cultists. Literally. That is who owns your country. When you watch Netanyahu come to your Congress 3 times and receive 29 standing ovations so that American sons and daughters can go off and fight wars for Israel, to the tune of 22 American service members a day committing suicide, all the while waving your fucking flag, you know something's gone terribly wrong with America.
Arrival home buzz, arrival home buzz. Fire. Why do you think we're out in the open? Like right now, these streets are empty, it's Thanksgiving. And I was thinking that really this whole place is filled with demons. And it's like swarming, you know, they're all over. There's like a huge one that just probably sits right on the side of this building. Like this one anime that shows all these demons. I forget the names of this. But why are we out in the open? And they can see us, but we can't see them. It means to me that it's about sin. You know, they're waiting for an opportunity to feed off of sin. As I walk along this sidewalk, there's no secret in my mind that they don't know about. They know exactly your weaknesses. Like the guy in Ender's Game, the instructor tells him that the enemy knows where you're weak, where you're strong, and so it's almost like that's kind of a, you know, a lot of you people who watch these movies know that it's a reflection or a voice of the demonic realm, Satan's kingdom, who creates these movies. So the lines come right from Satan, and or these demons. You know, these demons write the scripts, however it works. But you can hear the demonic realm, and so that means that it's not like a situation where, you know, we're combating evil aliens that have taken over, even though that may be kind of an aspect of it, because there's extraterrestrial or extra-dimensional, which technically means they're aliens, but it really is about God's kingdom. What all this is doing, you know, what we are experiencing is a test and a funneling out. You know, there's two funnels: the funnel that leads you into God, and the funnel that leads you into Satan. And the funnel that leads you into Satan and Satan's kingdom is a lot bigger and more wide and more easy to take than the funnel that leads you into God. But that's how it goes. Man, look at this chemtrail sky. Jeez. Yeah, so it looks like we've been getting a lot of these break-ins lately here on Randy Street, Randy and Victory. And because there was one that was here over right over here. In fact, you can still see it there. You can still see the remnants of a previous break-in that was right here. So right here on Randy and Victory, we're getting a lot of break-ins. In progress, buzz in progress. Helicopter flying directly overhead. Buzz in progress for uploading Reptilian Shapeshifter movies to YouTube. Direct overhead, circles around. Definitely circling around. Got the camera on me, I'm pretty sure. Got that same guy, it sounds like. Circling around again. As I'm speaking, you can hear him. The helicopter noise growing louder. As he approaches, here he goes.
Notice the position of the little black dot. That's the camera pointed at me.
Going for a direct overhead. November 24th, 1:15 p.m. Direct overhead. Direct overhead. And circling around. This guy is more ambitious in terms of direct circling over than I've seen in a while, and this happened before on days like New Year's Day and days when not as much people are out, so they maybe it's like a tradition.
Notice the little black dot pointed at me, and you'll notice that has moved.
For them, because I've been experiencing this several years in a row, where they do this more overt circling around. See, that guy just circled directly overhead, pretty obvious, as you saw from before, and for some reason I guess maybe they think that this is a safer time to do it, even though more people are home. Like guy's got the window there, it's hard to see if he's looking right at me. Yeah, it's LAPD, looks like. I see a PD there. That's hard to see in this viewfinder here. Again, on the computer I can see more clearly. So there he goes. He's patrolling the area. Be sure to do a direct flyover of Richard Bruce's head at least twice. Permission to buzz the tower. Okay, now you can see this chemtrail turned into all this. Why would a exhaust from a jet turn into this? See, you can see a trail right there, and you can see another one there. And then you see all this stuff here. You see how a trail leads into these clouds, but it's not working. I mean, if they're trying to make a sky full of clouds, then it's not really working. I think it's pink like that just because of the sun hitting it. Looks weird though. Let's see, look at this crap, dude. I mean, is this supposed to be making it cooler or giving us more gallons or what? I mean, look at this crap, dude. Helicopter approaching. Coming over the ridge line. Here he comes. Looks like a direct overhead. Look at that. Notice where I'm standing. Look at this. Direct overhead. Couldn't be a buzz, could it? Perspective. See, that's where the RV is. You see that? And then once he's flown over, now he's gonna turn off. Helicopter on the way, 3 a.m. Look, see, there's no one around. No one around. Okay. What are the chances he'll fly right overhead? Here it comes. Spotlight initiated. Oh, who could be misbehaving at this hour? Gee, couldn't be me, could it? Oh, I'm sure there's someone over there.
They make money out of every baby that they capture. They have covert teams inside of hospitals now that target vulnerable mothers, and then they consign the mother to psychiatric, and they put the baby up for adoption. They make money on the baby, and then the baby goes into the pedophile rings. Yeah, that's how they do it, and it's a business. And this is part of the outgrowth of the Greada Treaty. You know, it's become commercialized and sanctioned by the highest governments in the world, which is the shadow government operating through the presidency of the United States. And it comes down like that. And the United States government has a quota of children. Every government has a covert quota of children.
And if Washington doesn't have enough to talk about these days, the Washington Times reported today that unidentified White House aides in the Carter, Reagan, and Bush administrations now are being investigated for using the services of a call boy ring. The paper reports that 2 of the male prostitutes were given a late-night tour of the White House last year.
And guess what? Your country is totally run by Jewish supremacist, Talmudic, pedophile, satanic, bankster cultists.
I will reach up to the knees of the Most High and tear his phallus with my teeth, and I will bray his testicles in a mortar and make poison thereof.
A Jewish supremacist, Talmudic, pedophile, satanic, bankster cultists.
This is Buzz. Check it out, friends. Thought-based Buzz. I was thinking about making a phone call to the NSA to ask for a tour of the Mars base. And they roll out this direct overhead. I wonder if I should make another Reptoid movie.
I was actually recording this for a cut-in later, but when I said that, I actually got a real buzz. Check it out.
Direct overhead. Right after I said that, should I make another Reptoid movie? Buzz in progress, buzz in progress. Thought-based Buzz, thought-based Buzz. Buzz in progress, buzz in progress. Buzz in progress, buzz in progress. If you guys ever want a good coffee maker, man, this thing, this jet boil thing, I've had this thing for years, dude. These canisters last forever, and it's real fast. And I cook it up in my car here too. Home Buzz, coming home Buzz. As I come home, direct overhead. Look, direct over my car, look. Direct over my head, coming home Buzz. For uploading Reptilian Shapeshifter movies to YouTube. Don't live in a free country, friends. They'll drive you crazy with psychological warfare. If you try to upload the truth that we are ruled by reptilian aliens or devils. Buzz in progress, buzz in progress. Here it comes. There's a lot of aircraft today.
This is the mall early in the morning when no one's here, and I get this place pretty much all to myself.
And I remember, I was wearing a stack of Bibles, I remember a lizard man in that office. Now,
how did that strike you?
I didn't
that would
have
have to be a traumatic experience. No, not to you?
I didn't have that much to do with it. I call it it. I'm not sure whether it was he or she. But I didn't have that much to do with it.
But you accepted his presence as something normal for...
What else do you do? You're working next to this thing.
True.
You know, it's, how are you? Hi, you know, that sort of
Want to go out for coffee and donuts?
Yeah. He spoke in a hissy voice, you know, hissed a lot. And sort of sounded like he was loud whispering most of the time.
Buzz in progress, buzz in progress. Black and white, direct overhead. Direct overhead. Gang stalking. We're uploading Reptilian Shapeshifter movies to YouTube. November 29th, 4:09 p.m. So actually, it's amazing I've been able to get as much footage as I have. I mean, in reality, most of the people that are gang stalked probably can't get any footage, or get very little, and really not make as good of a case as I can. Of course, with the aircraft, it makes dramatic footage, whereas filming people walking and so forth may not be. But if they tried that street theater thing with me, see, it would show up on camera, because I've always got it with me, see, and I can. The way my life is, I can carry a video camera at all times. Most people can't. So that means that they can't. They could record that, and even then they may not be as bold, or you know, they may be afraid to stick a video camera, or you know, carry it with them, or stick up for their rights. Remember that security guard tried to tell me, "Hey, you can't film in this area." And it was a public street, dude. So, but a lot of people will be intimidated, because also a lot of people are really offended. Even just regular people, if you have a video camera and you put it on them, they can get really pissed off. Okay, so there was this guy who recently contacted me via email, and he'd been watching my channel, and like a lot of these people, they want to meet with me. They don't even want to tell me anything about themselves, or what they stand for, or anything. They just want to meet with me right away. Just want to meet up. Okay, great. But here's the thing, is that a lot of times, you know, they're idiots, they're crazy, whatever, okay? And, you know, so I like to email back and forth at least once or twice, you know, just to kind of see what they're stuck, because they want to share something, right? Okay, maybe they saw an alien, maybe they're having encounters, maybe they're a gang stalk victim, whatever. So I email with this guy, and you know, this guy basically says, okay, first he comes on, he says, yeah, I've had these, you know, encounters with a certain type of alien. And I said, okay, and then, you know, can you tell me a little bit about, well, I can't tell you about it, you know, we just have to meet you in person. I don't want to say it over the email. I said, okay, well, can you tell me a little bit about yourself? And he replies something like, basically that, well, I can't, you know, say anything about it because, you know, I don't want to go public because, you know, my wife and, you know, and we have a work, and, you know, can't, you know, really, you know, say anything about it. Just, I'll, you know, tell you in private, you know. Okay. And he's a Christian. Okay. So basically what I saw was that he was worried that he's going to get noticed by Satan. And because he said, basically, I don't want what happened to you to happen to me. Well, that's understandable, but on the other hand, you know, if you're not willing to take a risk, if you're not willing to fight, if you're not willing to stand up, if you're not willing to put your candle in the window so everybody can see it, then you're not fit for the kingdom. That scripture that says, you know, he who is at the plow and turns back to look is not fit for the kingdom. That's saying that, you know, somebody who starts on the task and then looks back as though, you know, wait a minute, should I even be doing this? Or, you know, do I want to, you know, really commit and go all the way? is not going to be worthy to make it. And I saw that right away. I saw it so clearly. And I responded to it. You know, I confronted him. And then he said, though, that I had misinterpreted, and it was his response. And then that, okay, so that what you got now is, oh yeah, then he says, okay, first of all, you misinterpreted. Second of all, you know, you missed out on a financial opportunity. This is it's the same pattern as some other people that I've talked to when I talked to them and confronted them, or I said, you know, hey, you know, it's oh, you're missing out on all this money. Yeah, I had this money I was going to give you, blah, blah, blah. And, you know, just to make you the person who's feeling the regret for, you know, not wanting to meet with this guy, not learning or understanding anything about him, except the fact that he's had some sort of paranormal experience and he's got to meet up with me right away. And so then when I get a little details out of him, you can see that, you know, he's timid. You know, I don't have anything to do with the timid. You know, you can say, oh, well, you know, I'll lose my job. Oh, my family. Oh, you know, I don't want to get gang stalked, you know. You're going to be. See, you haven't been reading your scripture carefully enough. The scripture tells us that you are going to come under persecution as a true Christian. Because as a true Christian, you're not going to put your candle under a bushel so that no one can see it. You're going to put it out. You're going to do something. You're going to do fruitful works for the Lord. When you do that, you are an enemy to Satan's kingdom. You will be persecuted, and gang stalking, targeting, is the new form of persecution.
Buzz in progress, buzz in progress. Beam shining down. There was a hovering drone right over here. Let's see if we can get it in the last part of this shot. Yeah, there was a hovering drone right here. I just turned, and then as soon as I went to reach for my camera, it zoomed away. Yeah, so I was sitting in my car right there, and then I saw a drone hovering, or it looked like a drone, but just when I reached for my video camera, I saw it speed off, and it had the behavior of a drone. So yeah, I just want to report that there was a drone, as I was just describing. I was sitting right here in my car, and then I just happened to look over, and there it was, right there, like right about in this area. And right when I turned to get my camera, it went real fast out of the picture. Helicopter approaching. Helicopter approaching. Direct overhead, direct overhead. Looks like December 2nd, 4:05 p.m. Alright guys, this is really weird. We got this really strong wind, and look at this sun, man. Let's see if I can... Yeah, it's... And also when I was looking up, so there's something burning. There's like wildfires or something. This is a really strong wind, and it's good and cold too. It's colder than usual. So it's kind of a weird icy wind we got going here. And there's kind of this weird vibe about it, you know. There's like, because it was all windy last night, the whole night. It was really windy, you know. My RV is like blowing around, you know, it's like rocking, you know. Wow, guys, look at this. This looks like a scene from Call of Duty, man.
It's apocalyptic scenes like something out of the movies. It's gone from bad to worse in Southern California as a fifth major wildfire breaks out, this one in Los Angeles itself. Hillsides along the infamous 405. Pre-dawn commuters forced to drive a virtual flaming gauntlet.
All right, so guys, what do you think? I mean, what's the story? Should I keep busting reptoids or what? What should I do? Should I do something else? Maybe find some work? There's some smoke from fires over there. Okay, so I was just watching this channel that I noticed at the Nightmare World of Gang Stalking. Somebody had left a link to TI Television is the channel. They only got 12 movies, so they just started it. But it was with the TIs from the UK version of the TI movie called Meet the Targeted Individuals. That was the name of the movie. And so they're talking about how this one guy says that he found out from a Vice reporter who said that he was pressured to edit the movie somehow. And I don't have the full details right here, but I'm going to talk more about this once I take it apart. But what he's saying is that the UK Vice people were actually coerced or whatever to make them look like nutters, which is about what happened. Okay? So I emailed Sebastian, this is for the record, I emailed Sebastian Ischar, the guy who was the lead reporter on the American version of the Nightmare World of Gang Stalking that I was in. I emailed him this morning. This is the 9th of December, and I emailed him saying, you know, what do you think about this? Emailing him the testimony of the TIs saying that they had edited this movie, and that one guy saying that he'd actually heard from a Vice reporter say that they had been coerced. So I'm just putting that on the record here, that occurred, and that I'm going to be looking more into it.
Originally the idea came from Kieran, and I believe that the reason that he came up with the idea was purely down to put the record straight from the Vice documentary that, let's say, portrayed us in the wrong fashion. What's going on with us and what's going on with the whole TI community is completely wrong and very evil. And we need to rectify that and start educating members of society about exactly what is going on in the shadows and the darkness.
Because it does involve everybody. And the fact is, we're going to get nowhere with the mainstream media. They are the enemy. They are complicit with this, and they are covering it up. So,
well, that was proven. That was proven.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the mainstream media is definitely coerced to getting the truth out, and that's evident in the Vice documentary, where it portrayed us in not a favourable light and tried to almost insinuate that we had some kind of mental health problem. Where the only problem that we have got is that it may be a mental health problem, but it's a governmental health problem. So yeah, that's the issues that we're hoping to get across through TITV.
It's insulting, to be honest, for people to be screaming "you're a nutter" at you when you know I've got the facts, I've got the evidence, I've proven it. I've met with numerous psychologists, psychiatrists now who all accepted the evidence and the testimony I gave and said it was not appropriate that I was talking to them. Yet a documentary goes out and we've got 500,000 people screaming nutter at us. You know, it is ridiculous, it's childish and it is pathetic, and we are going to set the record straight. Bottom line, yeah.
I've often thought, I mean, there's a limit on how bad a TV programme can be by accident. Do you consider that the Vice documentary was actually intended to make the viewer look at you and people like you and say, "Oi, nutter"?
Well, I think it's very important to emphasise that the original documentary that company made did not go out. They were prevented from screening it. And to the best of my knowledge, forcibly made to re-edit that the piece to make it, well, with the emphasis on us possibly being delusional, having mental illnesses.
Well, that was confirmed. That was confirmed to us by one of the film crew. You know, I've got correspondence from one of the film crew that actually states that they were forced to remove the information that I gave them about the Freemason issues that I discussed with them at length, and also the problems that myself and members of my family have been having with Kent County Constabulary. They was forced to remove that information and that footage from the documentary. Hence the reason why it was 7 weeks later.
Yeah, it was 7.
The original edit was pulled, and it was re-edited and released 7 weeks after the release date, the original release date. So yeah, make of that what you will.
So I'm still waiting to hear from Sebastian. It usually takes him a long time to answer me. That's kind of another interesting thing, although he may be very busy. And I don't want to lose him as a friend, because I felt like he was friendly towards me. I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe I totally missed that in fact he has got some sort of orders or coercion or something. And that although the Vice documentary, the American version, my version, seemed like it was, you know, favorable towards myself and Billy and Derek and the rest, in fact, really it wasn't, or it included that part about the psychologist because they were told to kind of subtly make it look like it could be mental illness, but as I said, I thought that was a good thing, and so I really don't know, you know, I mean, I don't want to say, and I don't want to have a situation where, you know, I've gotten so negative and paranoid because of the gangs talking against me, and, you know, that's part of the whole tactic, is to make you negative and paranoid, and, you know, just, you know, like down on somebody who might even just be, you know, an honest player, and then when you're negative and hostile towards them for, you know, for your own paranoia, then you'll lose them as a contact, especially since, you know, he's going to be doing further, or he said twice to me in an email that he's you know, he's making a proposition device for further investigation, in which he also agreed with me that what we need to do is work on proof, because they're screaming nutter at us. And that's what these people in this British UK thing were, you know, complaining about. And I don't think it was quite as bad, at least in my eyes. And you know, to them, I can, you know, I'm going to defer to them if they really feel that it was, you know, a hit piece. But I even, you know, I was afraid that that's how mine was going to turn out, because I even said before, you know, that about that. The UK version, which is Meet the Targeted Individual Community, that was the name of the movie, they did kind of come off looking a little bit worse than I would have liked. And so, but, you know, I want to take a wait and see approach. But they were saying that, you know, they were talking about it being like, you know, 3 months or something that from the time that they had, and then that one guy was saying that that he has correspondence saying that they really have, you know, one of the film crew told him that they couldn't include this piece for whatever reason, and you saw that video clip there. So you can check that out more at TI Television channel. And I'm going to, you know, take that apart a little bit more. I'm just including a piece here in this gang stalking movie, but, you know, that is, it's troubling, you know. I mean, if, you know, I mean, you know, here I am thinking, you know, wow, you know, maybe this guy, you know, maybe they're really, you know, they want to expose this issue, but maybe it's, you know, it's so subtle that I didn't really notice that really what it's doing is kind of putting it, you know, putting it in a crazy box. But I just don't think that, I'm still not in that, I'm definitely not in that camp about the movie that they made about myself here in the, you know, in America, and the other TIs, you know, Derek and Billy and the rest. And I think that, you know, I mean, I think it's hard to say about that movie that it was designed to make us look like nutters, or, you know, subtly to put us in a crazy box, you know, because, I mean, and that movie is genuinely unfriendly to the TI cause, because really it raises awareness. I mean, it's, you know, up to, you know, it's 700,000 views, which is, you know, that's a lot of people who, you know, maybe, you know,
9 out of 10 people who see it thinks we're just mentally ill. But a good percentage of people will at least have some doubt, will at least realize if there's a 5-to-1 in a positive rating on this movie. So that means that a lot of people thought that it was interesting and probably thought that we were telling the truth, even though there wasn't any proof in that movie. So I think we have to take I'm still going to take a positive approach to this development with Vice and Sebastian Isjar's interest in it. But of course, it would trouble me to find out that he had received word, from somebody, or somebody was telling him, hey, look, you got to include the part about the psychiatrist talking about mental illness, or something or other, without relaying that. I would have thought that he might have told me about it if he had, if somebody had said that. I mean, maybe not, obviously maybe not. I don't know. So we just had to take a wait and see approach. But I'll talk to him and see. And if he doesn't answer me, or if he seems evasive or whatever, I'll report it. But I'm just going to wait and see. I don't know. My hope is that at least Sebastian, who I thought I made a good connection with, is honest, and he would tell me if someone had told him that he could, that they had to publish it a certain way, and that's why it was delayed, or something else. But maybe not. Maybe they are all under control, and they all knew about this movie coming out and everything. So, and I got a lot of what those UK interviewees from the Meet the Targeted Individuals community said, which is a lot of people screaming that I'm a nutter. And the #1 comment, is some guy who comes on and makes fun of Billy, saying, "Oh yeah, there's cars in front, back, and behind." Just the stupidest comment, and just and probably just a shill, or maybe just some dumbass. But in any case, his comment gets the most thumbs up. Guess what? The default on YouTube is top comments when you go to look at the comments. So the first thing people see is his stupid comment. And then everybody, saying, yeah, man, these people are ill, mentally ill, blah, 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 and that's been their whole tactic, as you know. That's why I have approval on at my channel, because, I realized right away that tactic is to have just this, even, doesn't even have to be a very good, clever put down of it, just some stupid comment that just puts despair on the whole issue of anybody taking it seriously, where proof is hard to come by. Okay, so would you guys think I'm a hole for making my coffee in the car and then putting it back into the coffee cup that I was drinking this morning, because I'm so broke. I literally have like $28 and no paycheck in sight. And donors have been pretty scarce lately. Everybody's got Christmas bills, I understand. And plus I think I pissed off some people with by including a drawing that I made, and they probably like Christians oftentimes think that anything their opinion is anything that's artistic or creative or drawing like spaceships and girls and stuff, and that's all satanic, see, to them. So I think also, it wouldn't surprise me if they target people who are my supporters. Like maybe, they can even just do subtle mind control. They won't even know it's happening to them. That the little beam will be shot at them, and then they'll, like, every time they see my movies or my website or anything, or like they're about to PayPal me some money, they're just got like this negative thought, like a negative thought, or like just like kind of a negative feeling, and demons living in them can give them a negative feeling concerning something. Like I've seen this totally play out. People that were fully on my side, we were a team working together against these bad guys, all of a sudden, for no reason at all, turn against me. It's really weird. Okay, so we got an arrival home buzz, just got the car back, and chopper noise starts up, so we'll see if he's gonna take and do a flyover. It's called what I call the coming home buzz. There it goes. It's black, white, unmarked, or black and white LAPD. Here he comes. Black and white LAPD. Coming home buzz for uploading Reptilian Shapeshifter movies to YouTube. They're approaching, helicopter approaching.
Helicopter approaching. Here he comes. Direct overhead, direct overhead. We're uploading Reptilian Shapeshifter movies to YouTube. We're ruled by non-humans, friends. Don't think it's too science fiction-y to be true. Why would they be doing this for me uploading supposed images of non-humans to YouTube if there was no non-humans involved? Helicopter approaching. There he goes.
The Andromedans tell you that the Alpha Draconans are here now. Where?
There are 1,833 of them that have been living underground between 100 and 200 miles beneath the surface. They've been here, some of them have been here a long, long time. They have lifespans that are thousands of years. They're carnivorous. They are not friendly to mankind, at least the ones that are here.
Are you saying carnivorous, they eat humans?
Yes. And they need to be, they won't eat a dead human, it has to be alive at the time of the killing. Their preference is children. You know, and we've been told, you shouldn't talk about that. You know, there are other people say, well, you better not talk about the reptilians. Well, you know, bull. You know, why not? According to the Andromedans, they're responsible for 31,712 children disappearing in the last 25 years from the United States. These children were food. And I'm supposed to just shut up and not say anything about it because people don't want to hear it? That's tough. That's tough. You know, Westchester County, in the last 5 years, 3,000 children in Westchester County, New York, have vanished without a trace. Where are they going? Why are we allowing this to happen?